So, Nolan, I think we have about 7.5 weeks left before the presidential election.
Very here.
It's going to seem like a whole year with all of the things that are going to happen and with all the fighting that's going to take place. I will say this: I don't think things are as bad yet as they might have seemed like they would have been for this election year.
I think just the opposite, Steve. I think
It's worse.
they're already off to at all levels, campaigns at all levels, not just the presidential race, but the Senate races as well, congressional races. It's attack, attack, attack. What I worry about is forcing these campaigns to go electronic and a lot more heavily online on social media than they once were, allows them to reach more targeted audience who share their views. And I think that just contributes to more negativity and less positive dialogue.
My bigger worry, I think, is the day after Election Day and the month after Election Day and January 20th of 2021, regardless of what the outcome is, right? If Donald Trump is reelected, if Joe Biden is made the president, I feel like, the differences that exist between us have been really profound for a long time. They've been highlighted by the pandemic.
No matter who's elected, that doesn't abate at all in 2021. I feel like it's going to intensify. And I just wonder how much more how much worse it can get before we, reach some sort of truly unhealable point.
One of the maybe bright spots has been this work that we've been trying to do is with a lot of different groups, and we should thank Delta Dental for their support for the Civility project this year. It's made us be able to do all of this, and we've just been bringing people together in small groups, small and medium-sized groups, to talk about how to talk to each other and to think about ways to get past these divisions, these political issues that people just can't agree on, get to know each other a little better, especially in your own neighborhood, in your own community, and really try to understand more about where the other side is coming from. It's harder now than it used to be, but I think we've seen a fair amount of success with the groups that we've interacted with.
I think people recognize we're not in a healthy spot, and they're looking for ways to, something to do about it. What I worry about, Steve, is that the response in too many quarters is less talk, not more. I don't think that gets us to a point of civility. I think that pushes issues underground where they fester only to erupt later on. I think we need to talk things out. We need to work things out.
The idea behind civility, as we're defining it, is not niceness. It's not politeness. It's managed conflict. It's the idea that there are differences. There are profound differences between people in the way that they think of things, and that the way to be able to have all of that coexist is to be able to argue about those things, to be able to be passionate about it, and even angry, without it devolving into the sort of really violent or bitter conflict that we've seen in lots of quarters. It is easier, I think, just to disengage and say, well, I'm not gonna deal with anybody who thinks differently from me. It's harder to say, I'm going to stand in and have this conversation and maybe get upset and maybe get that other person upset, but I'm not going to let it ruin what should be a relationship between me and this person who I don't necessarily agree with.
We can reach a point of reconciliation without coming to agreement. We can reach a point where we value another person's opinions, even if we don't agree with them, that we see the benefit of exchanging ideas. As you said, you can be passionately, but with the notion that we're going to make it through this conversation, an honest conversation, even a passionate one, and come out on the other side still respecting and loving one another. And I think that's what we've been able to do. I mean, I'd hate not to be able to scrap with you, Steve, and I know it makes people uncomfortable
Yeah,
sometimes. We
that's
love
right. It would be a less interesting world for
it.
sure.
Right. The watchwords from here to November 3rd should be don't lose your minds.
Yeah, right. That's right. Keep it together.